D3ers, this is the task description for the junior high marathon task aboard your Voyager. So our task will have two parts, which you can do in any order. Part 1 is building a 3D model of your own spacecraft, which could be inspired by the Voyager, could not be, if that's how you choose. And Part 2, which is creating your own record to represent humanity. The parts of spacecraft and the record are both gone into detail in our background information video, so I will not be going into detail of it here. So first, let's look at part 1. You may choose to build your spacecraft out of whatever you like. However, the craft itself should be physical. It should not be done online. You could build it out of materials like styrofoam, straws, paper, whatever you have around your house and whatever you think you could build stuff out of. Feel free to choose so. Aluminum foil, whatever you have around you. And there are a couple things you should keep in mind. The first would be scaling and proportion, which we'll get into a bit more detail in the next in a minute or so. But keep in mind that, of course, your model is a model. It will not be the real thing. It will not be several kilometers long. But make sure everything's up to scale and realistic. The purpose. So the Voyagers, for example, had a purpose of collecting information from other planets and taking pictures. And your spacecraft may do the same. It could be for taking pictures. Perhaps it could be for measuring the light rays or temperatures or collecting any particles out in space. And that purpose is for you to choose and build your spacecraft accordingly too. So continuing the example of taking photos, if that's your purpose, your spacecraft should have some sort of camera then. Remember to include all 5 components, as mentioned in our background video, and remember to be creative while still keeping in mind scientific accuracy. And scientific accuracy will be included when you properly incorporate the 5 components and scale. And remember to give your craft a name. Now, continuing on to the theme of scaling, you must also include a plan. It could be done online or on paper before you start building or after you start building the model, but it should have life-size measurements on it. Our picture here is only labeled, there's no measurements, but your plan should have the measurements on it. Now, on to part 2. So you will create your record as a movie, and you can use any application of your choice, whatever you're the most comfortable with. A general recommendation for MacBooks is iMovie, and for Windows Video Editor. And for your record, we require you guys to have a minimum of 5 visuals, which could include videos or pictures, 5 audio segments, and 1 separate audio segment specifically from you. So this could be of you saying a greeting in English or any other language. And for the videos, you could include anything that you believe would represent humanity. This could include photos of other people, of your community, of the whole Earth, whatever you see fit to represent humanity. You can also, of course, add more visuals and more audio segments than what we require. However, this is our minimum. And remember to put in variety with everything you choose, as that will get you more points. And keep in mind that this record is not intended for people who are familiar with Earth. Your audience will be aliens, so do not assume they know anything. Now for the scoring. Part 1 and Part 2 will be scored separately. So Part 1, you must have a plan that exists, and this plan should have its measurements included and clearly labeled. All 5 components should be in your model. The purpose should be specified, and everything in the spacecraft should be relevant to that purpose. You also get points for creativity, scientific accuracy, variety, and also that you explain your design clearly to the judges, and you explain your choices for your design as well. For part 2, as long as you fill our requirements, you'll get some points. So for the 5 audio segments, 1 from you, and then 5 visual elements. Once again, you'll get points for variety and creativity, and you will also get points for your live explanation. And remember to keep in mind that you'll need to present your plan and model and record in the end to our judges as seen in the scoring. So be prepared to explain why you chose to do things and talk in depth about your project. And if you need any help, we do have the background video. Remember to reference it, where I did go over the components and the record as a whole. And be creative and have fun. Good luck to you all.